Do you have any stories from his childhood?
I do. One I remember really had to do with your great grandfather, in which he ran the Singer Furniture Factory in Truman, Arkansas. This happened in the 60s. He ran a great plant. Employees were very happy. The union came in and wanted to unionize the plant. Nobody wanted the union there. The employees didn't want to be unionized, neither did management. Things escalated, in which the union then started threatening your great grandfather and the family. In fact, this happened after your grandfather graduated from high school and was going to college, and he got run off the road a few times. Sheriff met with your great grandfather, put a plan together in which he actually purchased pistols for the family. Your great grandfather, your great grandmother, your grandfather, and his brother Joe all got pistols to carry to protect themselves. It was a pretty rough few years, but they all made it through. Your grandfather eventually graduated from College of the Ozarks.
How did your parents meet?
That's an interesting story in itself. Your grandfather graduated from college with a business degree, then decided to become a tour escort. He became a tour escort on the East Coast for talk tours. He had an opportunity to become a tour escort in Hawaii. He jumped all over that. So he was a tour escort going between the islands of Kauai, Oahu, Maui, the Big Island. Your Nana, in the meantime, she never graduated high school because she had to support her family. And so she was a very hard worker. She worked her way up, starting as a server, as a waitress, and then worked her way up into food and beverage and into actually managing a hotel named the Honolulu Plantation. Your grandfather's tours stayed at the Honolulu Plantation. As your grandma would say, he was the biggest pain in the butt she'd ever met. He demanded perfection for everything and for all of his guests. His tours came through there every week, so they got to know each other pretty well over the years. One of the interesting facts about the Honolulu Plantation is actually pretty famous. They filmed South Pacific there. They also filmed an Elvis movie called Paradise Hawaiian Style. They actually filmed the movie while your Nana was working there. A number of movie stars stayed there, famous movie stars stayed there. She actually got to know Elizabeth Taylor, Richard Burton, actually pretty well, considering she was the one that had to go and break up some of their infamous fights. She had to go knock on the door and tell them they had to keep it down as they were disturbing the other guests. So she got to know them pretty well. She also got to meet Elvis and some of the other movie stars that actually went through and stayed at the Honolulu Plantation. They were married in 1973 at the Fern Grotto. If anyone's been to Kauai, you've been up the Wailua River on one of the Smith boat tours. They go to the Fern Grotto, so that's where they were married.
What did he do for his work over his career?
As you know, he was a tour escort for a number of years. Brought tours to Kauai, Oahu, Maui, and the Big Island. Did that for a number of years and decided that he got tired of traveling. Wanted to be with the family. So he started managing condominiums for Colony Resorts. He did that for quite a few years, ending up being the island manager of operations for Colony Resorts. Did that for quite a few years, then decided he got tired of working for people and opened his own condominium management company. Got very involved with Hawaii Visitors Bureau, Kauai Visitors Bureau, and ended up partnering with a developer named Mel Ventura. They did quite a few things together in which Mel would build the condominiums in the island of Kauai, and he would manage them. He did that for a number of years. Then he got tired of working for himself and decided he needed a change in career. And there was a job opening for a new cellular phone company coming to the island of Kauai. Kauai at that point did not have good cellular phone coverage. Hawaiian Telephone was the main telephone company, and they had very limited service. The one condition he had to take the job was that Cybertel had to be built to withstand hurricanes. He got the job. He successfully built Cybertel in 2 years. About that time, Hurricane Hiniki, which is a Category 5 hurricane, hit the island of Kauai. It destroyed the island, and there was no phone service, no power. The only phone company that was functional was Cybertel. Fire, police, the county officials came to your grandfather looking for help. And your grandfather, being who he was, gave them phones for free because his main focus was rebuilding the island for the people of Kauai.
What were some of his other achievements?
He worked very closely with Senator Inouye. They became very, very good friends over the years. First thing they did together was saving PMRF, which is the Pacific Missile Range Facility. That was slated to close due to budget cuts by the military. They worked together, found the funding, kept it open. It's still operational today. Many countries use it to test their missiles. They also worked on other grants for the island of Kauai. One of the biggest things they accomplished together was bringing technology to the island of Kauai. There wasn't a lot of technology training. Together, they built the Kauai Tech Center, both Phase 1 and Phase 2, which remains operational today, providing technology training to the island of Kauai. Your Papa and Senator Inouye became very good friends over the years. Your Papa got wind of Senator Inouye's being awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor for his heroism in World War II. He worked with Inouye's staff and Daniel Inouye's wife. Senator Inouye came to the islands thinking he was coming to a meeting, but they brought him to the secret celebration. The last time Senator Inouye and your grandfather saw each other, Senator Inouye made a special trip from Washington, D.C., 2 days before your grandfather passed away, to visit him and have lunch. Funny thing is, you know what Daniel Inouye's favorite food is? It's fried hot dogs. So they both sat there at your grandfather's house, ate fried hot dogs and rice, and talked that afternoon. That was the last time they saw each other. Your grandfather passed 2 days later.
How did his death impact the community?
It was a big loss to the island of Kauai. He was extremely influential and generous. His goal was always to do anything and everything for the people of Kauai.
What did he want people to remember about him?
His legacy is his generosity and his true love for the island of Kauai and the people of Kauai. That's what he's remembered by everyone that I know.